Song test.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Put it on silent.
All right, you ready? Huh? The screen and up. Streaming three set of programs this evening. Yeah, Dinesh have a thing, Compass a thing, and you. So it's a three-way stream this evening. You starting first, and you go. How your show going?
Blessing, blessing, blessing. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome, 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 welcome. Of course, I know we are just a few minutes behind, but the reason is simply some pothole. And there's some pothole right by, I think it's the Toruba Road there. And that's just before you meet the Marbella police station. And you would be amazed to know that traffic will back up all by the roundabout by Toyota coming into Marbella simply because a few big holes in that junction. That is really, really unbelievable at this time in this country. But nevertheless, it is P&M country, and therefore, as the saying goes, they could do what they want. They could do what they want. But all that will come to an end. So I want to welcome each and every one to Douglar Radio at Atlantic Studio. And of course, I know it's budget, 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 and more budget. But what is something that people know for sure is that under the People's National Movement, poor people in this country have no chance whatsoever. No chance in living a comfortable life. There are no chance. And of course, who would you blame? Who would you blame for the situation today? We have seen, ladies and gentlemen, and later on I'll get into the audit that Fali, the Chief Secretary Tobago, revealed 1 out of 5 audits that is taking place in Tobago. So we will look at that a little later on. But the fact remains is, ladies and gentlemen, this morning, when I get up, I was expecting that, look, nobody goes nowhere. I was expecting that standstill traffic. I was expecting that the people of this country had enough. And therefore, as a result, I wake up, have my steel tip by the door, have my rubber boots by the door, waiting to see what direction I'll be heading. But unfortunately, I probably could have driven straight around Trinidad and Tobago, because life goes on as usual. Last week I was asking what brand of people we have in this country. Last week I asked that question. What brand of people we have in Trinidad and Tobago? Where does this brand come from? And that is yet to be determined. Because the people in this country have to be a brand that came out. And I want to be careful with my choice of words, because I don't want to utilize an example that may very well be embarrassing to any category of people in this country. But I think the brand of people in this country have to be some kind of brand that fall from the heavens. And in this case, heavens refer to up, and drop on the head on earth. So you see the kind of distance I'm talking about. They had to fall somewhere off the moon and land on the head on earth in order to be so dotish. In order to be so stupid, they have to fall on the head. And coming out of that, it creates a brand of people that can only be described as the most set of dotish people on the face of the earth. That's the brand. That is the brand that is in the majority in this country. Because you cannot tell me, ladies and gentlemen, that the people of this Trinidad and Tobago who have experienced the wrath of Keith Rowley, the wrath of this government, and yet to the end of it, they are being chastised on a daily basis. They have been beaten with the ancient whip. And when I look at historical facts about slavery in this country, I have also seen a brand who fought, who died trying. Some limbs were dissected after they were beaten and commanded to promise that they will not run away from the same type of abuse that you are now experiencing by the Keith Rowley administration. Some refuse to conform to those sentiments that were echoed by the European slave master, that they must promise that they will not rebel, and they must promise that they will not try to escape, even though they have separated. In some case, their families, and even torture and kill their families so that they can be in subjection to a leader like Rowley. And that brand of people is the brand that some of us ancestors came from. So we are able to fight against oppression. We are able to stand up and rebel against abuse. We are able to stand up and fight for our children. We are able to speak out and to take the necessary lawful action. Swearing not to conform to the behavior of some of you who have submitted yourselves. You have to come from those who have submitted themselves to the European slave master. Those who have agreed not to run away. Those who had agreed not to fight against the abuse and oppression by the Europeans. That is some of your ancestors. Because you are able to take the abuse, you are able to take the oppression by this administration, and yet to the end of the day, you still try to condemn and fight against those who will not accept the behavior of this government in this country. You will fight against us. You may even call us names. Not that it matters. You may even try to degrade us because we don't conform to you, because we would not stand with you and support the evil, because we are strong and we are able to voice our concerns and to speak out against the wrong and stand up against the dictators, while you will put your tail between your legs and cry like a puppy and lick the hands of the abusers simply because you may be able to eat the crumbs that falls from the table which were not directed to you. What kind of brand are you? What kind of brand of people you are that would accept the abuse of a government, and still try to fight us who stand out. And let me just help that idiot on workers' rights at the same time. I am not let me reverse that. You don't have to believe that I have a political agenda. Let me help you here this evening. I am a proud lifetime member of the United National Congress. Idiot. I am cement within the principles that the UNC brought to the table. So when you feel that Victor Roberts have an agenda, yes sir, present. It is people like you who will support the European style of governance, because you do not understand the difference between your foot and your mouth. And it's because of people like you why we can find the foot and mouth disease. Because that is what Rowley, government, have injected in the place of your head where your brain was supposed to be. So I am a member of the United National Congress. A proud member, my son. One who stand up and speak out against injustice at any level. You see, the problem in this country is that testicular fortitude. Plenty individuals born without. You know, I could examine some of the doctors' statement, and I think I understand clearly what is meant. Let me go there. You see, some people had experienced a level of dramatical birth. Some people lose oxygen before they came out into the world. And sometimes it causes a deficiency. It interferes with your thinking. It interferes with your level of judgment. And I'm being real now. And that we can understand. But when a man or a woman have a natural birth, and yet they are still idiots, well, it tells you the danger of the Balize juice. It tells you the danger of the Balize juice. When you cannot see, you know there's a song. Open your eyes and see what is happening to me. Well, let me tell you something here this evening. I think the Lord closed the eye on Somalia, because let me tell you something. When the Lord watched down and see how doted Somalia people is in this country, to accept anything that Rowley put on the plate. Whether it black, it brown, or it red. And he put it on the plate and say, eat. All you're eating. And your friend asking you, boy, this thing ain't tasting like butter. And you trying to convince him, yes, it is peanut butter without taste. Rowley could put anything in a plate. And some of you will eat it up, lick it up, and on top of that, all you will lick the plate and fuss all the wicked, all you will belch and tell all the children it tastes good. This is what all you're accepting in this country. This is what all you're taking in this country. Don't vex with the budget. But let me tell you something. You ain't do it to them enough. You ain't do it to them enough. Kamla will close down all the institution. I don't know how I will go to school dread. I don't know how I will make out dread. But you ain't get them a dread enough, boy. You ain't get them dread enough. Because if they did get dread enough, today, this country would have experienced a 1970 kind of atmosphere. Today, this country would have stand up and rebel against that evil that all you present yesterday to this country. Today, this country would have been a different country. But you know what? You know what? As the saying go, we like it so. We like it just so. That's how we like it. Or you cannot even buy soap to bathe in this country. Or you cannot even buy soap to bathe in this country. Or you can't even provide food for the children. But you know what? All you will sit down in all your house. And all you will go on this. And all you will exercise all your weakness. All you will exercise all your weakness to try to fool the readers and to fool those who will put a like to prove that you're strong, while the truth and in fact you are weak. You so weak that you will hide behind a keyboard. And whether you want to disguise yourself or not, and make people believe that, hey, I fight in a battle, when the truth and the fact remains is that you ain't fighting nothing. You just fighting yourself. Because yourself know how weak you people really are in this country. That is a fact. This man raised fuel price twice in 1 year. 5-6 months ago, and he come back again. And he tell you. And he tell the IMF, they in riot, so he will very well raise it again. And he had to raise it again. He must raise it till all your car had to park up by the side of the road. Till all you can't wind up all your glass and enjoy no AC, no air condition. He had to raise it again. Because I don't know if the coldness from that AC freezing all your brains, so all you can't think and all you can't see what's going on in this country. I don't know if it's that. Utility bill, he had to double up on that utility bill again. Till all your house in darkness. All you done can't pay it and take the swing and cut all every Monday morning. All they don't care pay. Who in thief in current, getting electrocuted on post trying to thief current. And who in thief in current, trying to thief cable to try to survive. He had to raise it again. Then all you go understand. Black out all your house. Leave all you in the state of affairs. Let we see the true color of your heart and your mind. Because for people to be enjoying what's going on in this country, all your mind have to be black like pitch. So you have to raise that again. Ghostry. Boy, but hit them a little 15, 20% one time, now man, 3%, 4%, where you feel it is. Hit them at 20 one time. Let us sit down in the house and can't eat rice. We're going to get the place clear from pollution because you know what happened? Quite in Palo Seco, they go sit down and smell what cooking in Hilton. Because the nose was stretched so broad to smell what the neighbor cooking when they can't cook. Because that is what the people will understand in this country. That is what they go understand. This government forcing all you. This government telling all you, hey, we fed up government, boy, we want to go. All your help we go. You know all the boy, no Rowley stay. No Rowley stay. Rowley want to go. You know the song, the Voodoo Man I'm name in the cemetery? You know that song? No matter what try I properly tie, is all you tie in Rowley. Rowley want to go. All you letting the man go for him to go. The man want to go. The man doing everything to all you for let us send him on the way. The man talking to all you how he want. They're doing what they want in the country. They're breaking any law. They're interfering with any independent institution. And all you still holding down the man. All you don't want the man to go. The man begging to leave. The man begging all to go. So then, what they had to do, Rowley, is that you ain't giving them enough pressure for them to understand you want to go. So you have to give them more pressure. It's only when they get more pressure, they go understand what's going on. These people ain't understanding what's going on. And one of the reasons why they're not understanding what is happening in the country is because of a lack of education. So they know, they ain't understanding what is happening now going to affect the children and grandchildren down the road. They don't understand that. They ain't understanding that. They don't know the sons may very well have to stand up by the side of the road with short skirt on in order to make $1. The son, they ain't understanding what is happening in this country, the direction. You hear what I'm telling you? And that's the worst part. When your son had to put on a short skirt and stand up by the road with a wig on and look for $1, then you will understand what's going on in this country. I don't know what's wrong with all the people, but it's something really wrong with all you. Something really wrong with all you in this country. I don't know what's going on. You could never tell me a government could present a budget like this. A budget like this to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, just quiet. All just quiet people. Well, always a special brand of idiots. Always a special brand of clowns. I saying it like it is, you know. Who vex could turn me off, but you can't turn me off. could turn off the device. That is what is reflecting through the Caribbean about Trinidad and Tobago. That is what is reflecting. I want you to see a video. I know if I actually have it yet. I want you to listen to Fali, the Chief Secretary in the Tobago House of Assembly. And I want you to understand why you have this budget in your face. Run it, Archie.
The forensic examination included a review of the overall decision-making process regarding DIQE's road restoration and resurfacing program for fiscal year 2020-2021. Remember, there are 4 other programs for which we have not received the reports as yet. So this is for the road restoration and resurfacing program for fiscal year 2020-2021. Madam Presiding Officer, I now turn to the executive summary.
Right, so
the
hold up there.
Procurement process. The examiner.
So what the Chief Secretary is explaining, he was telling you what has happened between the fiscal year 2020 to 2021. He will tell you about 5 different programs that were operating under the People's National Movement, THA. He will also tell you that they have so far received a forensic audit report for 1 out of the 5. Within this process, he will also tell you that the tendering process was flawed. He will also tell you that the audit also explained that nobody know how these 3 contractors were the 3 chosen contractors. He will also tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that the engineer estimate on the project was overrun by some $15 million. He will tell you that there's roads that the government sign off and pay contractors, and those roads have not received 1 iota of asphalt, Baba Green, hot mix, anyhow you want to call it. That is what Fali is explaining. Go ahead, Archie.
Commence the examination by reviewing the procurement process used by DIQE to get a firm understanding of the process. The examiner found that DIQE did not apply the typical tendering of 3 quotation process to the special bonded rate system. In other words, there exists no explanation of how they arrived at these 3 contractors, and there was no justification for why the usual 3 quotes or 3 company rule wasn't used in this instance. None of the contracts, not one of the contracts, contained a detailed breakdown of costs. To put it in simple words, these findings seem to suggest that no competitive tendering process for 80 road projects valued at $206 million. It also suggests that the contractors were handpicked, and the $206 million in road resurfacing works was shared among them on the approval of the last Executive Council. No technical or other justification was found to support the decision and the method used to share the $206 million in contract among the 3 selected contractors. Whether sole select, selective tendering, open tendering, these are typical elements of contracts, and none of these, Madam Presiding Officer, were contained in the contracts issued. 1, specifications or drawings depicting the scope of works, location and or boundaries of the site, nor any setting out of relevant data, tests conducted, and samples of materials used. So no scope of work, no drawing, no specifications, no boundaries identified. So God alone knows how they find them. Then the auditors looked at the actual materials used, the materials written down by the engineer in his estimates, and found that inflation in the amount of materials required comes up to $79.8 million. So not only did they overestimate the quantities to be used to some 79.8 million, not only did the engineers estimate for doing the road for over 800 million when the true value was, over $800 when the true value was $700, resulting in over $30 million in overage. Unbelievably, Madam Presiding Officer, we pay for 4 roads that end do yet. $15.5 million at THA. And people in this house will stand and talk about hard-earned taxpayers' dollars.
Wait there, man, Victor. Hold your horses. I don't know if what I hear ain't right. I don't know. Fali had to be making up something there. Victor, how long ago Fali made this statement?
Just recently.
Yeah, but me see this in no front pages. Somebody buy some car or something from the UNC and that was front page morning, noon and night. We talking about millions of dollars here. And let me tell you something, just a small Tobago. This is small Tobago. So you could imagine if UNC was a takeover government, what you're going to see with that $7 billion. I mean, you could deal with this. I mean, that presentation by Fali Day. Partner Victor, I really feel you need to spend a good bit of time to really explain to the people what Fali's saying there, because that is PNM operating in Tobago and they also operating in Trinidad where it have billions and billions.
Mega
projects. This man talking about they pay for road that not existing. And that is just because they have site. Well, we didn't put up the numbers, but people call in.
Yeah.
All right.
Take it. Welcome, caller.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello.
Yes, I hear you now.
Good night, Victor.
Good night.
This is your good old friend, Sahina. And listen to me. I'm talking real talk tonight.
Go ahead.
On the budget. I'm talking about Fitzy et al. Now, my little understanding of the budgeting process, one has to have KPIs. A lot of people don't know what KPIs are. KPIs, key performance indicator. Mm-hmm. National security supposed to give to its population safety and security. You agree with me there?
Go ahead.
Now, in order for that to happen, the most critical thing for me to be safe, to feel safe, my family to feel safe, is the homicide rate. I ain't hearing nothing about what they're projecting the homicide rate for next year to be. Mm-hmm. And if they give me a figure, I will be confident because I will suspect that they have strategies and policy to meet that target. For example, as of now, the rate we are going to be 600 for the year. Mm-hmm. So next year, I am hoping that the man who falls asleep regularly is listening to me. I would expect him to come and tell me their target is 300. And what the police and TOJAM will be doing, what strategies and policy they will be doing to bring back the homicide rate to a level that we feel they're doing something about it. No. That is one issue. The other issue are jumping the gun with my horse. Because we have donkeys in the ball game now running the country. I want to know. You remember we had 4 deaths in Paria?
Right.
I want to know if the 441 deaths we have now includes those 4 deaths. And if so, how has the police in their investigation basically told us or basically identified what were those deaths? Were they negligent homicide? Were they accidental deaths? Was it, as they say, cold-blooded murder? The police has to be doing an investigation to identify where they're going to classify those. So I want somebody in Parliament to ask Fitzy for the police to answer where have they put those 4 deaths, where have they classified it, and is it part of the 441 murders now? Because if they say it is accidental murders, the police, due to the investigation, will tell us who caused the accident. You see where I'm going with this? So we have to ask direct question. Do you know what they did in the award? National awards. They didn't get Bodram and they didn't give Cuba no national awards because they don't want to bring the Paria death back into the front burner. So they pass it at glancing. They give a fella, 15-year-old who saved a fella. I sure is a big shot who was diving off a yacht somewhere down the island. You know where they dwell building a house? It's somewhere around there, you know. But people who are true patriots, that fella is Bodram of Cuba who went back there. He had the testicular fortitude to go back down there and we could have saved them. The investigation has to be thorough to tell us why we didn't give that man a chance. That man deserved the Order of Trinidad and Tobago. He was willing to give up his life to save other lives that was down there. I'll go and have a nice victory. I'll give you a mouthful this evening.
Thank you, Sahina. So the number to call is on the screen, 373-5488. 373-5488. That's the number you can call to get in on the program and you can share your views. Right. So, welcome, caller. You cut off the previous caller. Welcome, caller.
Well, good evening, Mr. Roberts.
Good day.
Good evening, Tachi. Mr. Roberts, I want to talk a little bit part here about the budget.
Go ahead.
Mr. Supersessor was speaking about it also. They're talking about the farmers. They want to give the farmers a tax break, right? To give them a tax break to put up windmills and water conservative and whatever. But you have to remember that what happens per their last disease, the people suffering from a bad, they have no roads access to the farm. And these little farmers can't do that. You're talking about farmers who have big farms, like probably on Tobago, you have sheep and goat, and you have, what they call it, peacocks. That's what they will benefit from that.
Yeah, peacock.
And you talk about, what they call it again, the what they call it, Papadoc and all of those who is a slave masters. Well, we have two slave masters. We have a black one and a white one. And when the white one hit them in the back, so he does laugh and say, raise the gas and hit them again. That's what they like, Mr. Robert. That's what they like. Let them take it.
Yeah, correct. Thank you, caller. Welcome, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Robert,
Miss Santa Cruz, good day,
and
good day.
everybody. Good afternoon. So if they can't tell us that those deaths were accidental, something is wrong. Those deaths were never accidental. Because he knew that the men were still alive in that time. They know that very well. And I totally agree with you. That Boudram fella, I think it's Ali, one of them, your brother-in-law.
Right.
He should have gotten instead of Parishram. Parishram, that team did not deserve that. No, they didn't, and if Boudram and the other fellas who went back down and saved the down here. Miss Mainly Mild, getting a gold medal for doing what? For doing what? They made a mockery. But you know what's ironic? Huh? The PNS cut Marshall Montano, cut USC. When Kamala and them give him to get anniversary to make us do whatever. But all they could come and give him the order as well. What did he do? A lot of people say, there's some lady with women development. What did she develop for women? Absolutely saying. And you are so right. You are so right with these PNM people. What is it? You know, there was a center of the eight. What were only doing to them? Well, this was the best budget. How much more are they going to take from us? They have not given us anything, but you are coming to take more together with the with water. And we are not getting a proper water supply, but all they have no share come up at 10%. You see, in 2015, when Charles had that wheel was spinning, he went about it the wrong way, I don't know. But everything they said, came to pass. All they are doing is taxing the poverty. I don't know how much more citizens of this country can take. And all who want to step down there and will come out, all they go right there. Because it's not it's not only body place. If it's embodied all here, out here. Wait for them to come out. Don't get up and do something about it. All you only ask when they're coming out. What Kamala doing? In 2015, when Rowley was campaigning, he told this nation that he sent Fitzgerald Hines to the county to work alongside your police service and some ideas and so. Why did he look how he will send national security and nothing from that, which we all know was a lie? Because you never even saw a photograph of working alongside the police force there. You didn't learn anything. Please give us some kind of satisfaction of where murder to us. And what talking? But I'm hoping and praying that God has turned back on the citizens of this country. I am hoping and praying. Thanks a lot and have a good night.
Thank you, Ms. Santa Cruz. So the number to call is on the screen, 3735488. You could call and have your say. You could call and have your say this afternoon. 3735488. So back to Fali.
Correct. Don't get distracted from that.
Back to Fali.
I find that is the crux of the matter, boy, because they were able to take over after a very long rule of PNM. And this is just one little audit
out of 5.
One little thing.
Out of 5, eh? Out of 5 audits.
And
this is just one.
What you really trying to tell me is what we were suggesting all the time. These people just thieving billions of dollars. 5 roads paid for that never was made.
But added to that, Archie, Fali pointed out that the investigators found out that there were 3. There were no 3-court process. But yet 3 contractors were selected. So there are some questions. Who are these contractors?
Yeah, but Victor, so where the police?
Well, we come into that.
The police?
We come into that. So who are these 3 contractors that were chosen? How was these 3 contractors chosen? On who advised these contractors were sent to the THA to get those jobs that have not been done? That is one. So there was no 3-court process. Added to that, there was no breakdown of the cost, no breakdown whatsoever in terms as to how this project would be done, what would be the cost for X, and then what would be the cost for Y, and what would be the cost for Z. There is no breakdown whatsoever. Added to that, there was no scope of works. So if there is no scope of works in this project, then what are the contractors tendering for? Because the scope of works is set out to guide the contractor as to what is required for him or her to do in this project. What and how this project would be run, what is needed to complete this project, who would be providing the material, who would provide whatever. So there was no scope of works whatsoever for this project. So then if there is no scope of works for this project, what was these individuals tendering for? What was used in order for the contractor to put in a bid, put in a price to do this job? That is 3. 4. We are also being told that the engineer inflated the price by $79.8 million. Let me help you understand that. The engineer inflated, in other words, if you don't understand what that word means, what the engineer had done was to carry up the price past the benchmark. So let's say the benchmark was 5 million. What the engineer did was put $74 million inflation on that price. So he raised the price up by $79 million. Added to that, where we have heard whether it be per square feet, that the price would have been 700, that has since been inflated by an extra 100, causing some $30 million inflated on that figure. $30 more million.
Robots. You're telling me about 78 million and 100% inflated again. Wait your horses there. Didn't police lock up some UNC man for a $500 alleged bribe? $500. You use your whole police service to run down and lock up a UNC man for allegedly taking a $500. I'm talking about 5 blue bill, you know. But you telling me about 78 million and 100% inflation on top. Something songing very sinister there, Mr. Roberts.
Well, we're going up again. I ain't done yet. Let me take this call. Welcome, caller. Caller, go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Roberts.
Good day, sir.
In Trinidad, the contractors carry up the price of them projects as high as Balize House. Good evening.
Thank you, caller. Added to that, Archie, added to that 30 million overrun again, the Tobago House of Assembly under the PNM pay $15 million for 4 roads that have not been paved. $15 million going down the drain. Added to that, when you look at the 79 million inflated cost, together with this 15 million, actually we're looking at well about $94 million that gone down the drain without a iota of work being done for $94 million.
You talking in
I want to ask a question
in just one secretary division. You have plenty other secretary, the tourism, the education. So not that Tobago House of Assembly, wasn't it a full PNM? Full PNM. So they had no oversight, no opposition. So they could have done what they want. But my thing is, do you have confidence that that man that Anil is called Tojam, that commissioner of police, you have any confidence that he is going to hear that? He's going to get evidence and you feel they are going to investigate anything? So you telling me you will use your whole police force, your whole police service to lock up and run down a man for $500 and people thieving billions of dollars?
Archie, let me tell you something.
This is a special brand, boy.
Let me tell you something.
This is a special brand.
Special brand. Archie, let me tell you something. We have seen prior to the election where food cards, where there was corruption in the food card process in Tobago, where a secretary was receiving food cards directly from a minister with no accountability, with no paperwork, given to whoever they want for vote in Tobago.
And he boasting in his pocket big.
We heard about that.
Boasting.
What did Jacob do about that investigation? What Jacob did about that investigation? We have had allegations with $2 million with a zip line.
This is what
$2 million.
You running on a man, surveying, putting big thing in the news, lock up this man, UNC, corrupt, $500. And all these police, everything is spying, trying to lock up a UNC. But the hard part about that is the brand, boy.
Actually, 200 million zip line
so
for
you
Pisa
really start this program properly by saying, boy, Imbote get them it good enough.
No, you ain't get them good enough. Actually, people accepting this, boy. They accepting this from this government. We had a zip line for $2 million. Up to now, we and Jacob talking nothing but investigation.
Where the investigation with that one?
Absolutely nothing. So this $94 million with this one audit, you feel Jacob and them had time with that? That is why the Cosa Nostra is so important. They keep each other secret. Everybody benefit from corrupt money. Everybody benefit from corrupt money except the citizens who vote the PNM into office.
Yeah, but this is why they have to raise the price of gas, and come in to jam you with this property tax.
Actually, if this is just small Tobago, and this is just one audit that is done by the chief secretary, and we have this amount of corruption so far, and 94.
And that's just for one little period of time. For the last 17 years, them running that.
What about the rest of projects? What about the rest of projects? What about the rest of projects? And let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. If this could hide in Tobago, what about the massive $1 billion projects that is taking place in Trinidad? What about the creek? What about all the projects that is happening under the watchful eyes of the PNM and Jacob for the past 7 years? Is all you're paying for it?
Two big opportunities that Wilson
is all you have to pay for it? You have a caller, Archie?
Correct.
Welcome, caller.
Sir, good night to you.
Good night, sir.
Sir, without reporting a crime committed, police wouldn't be able to investigate it. Please send a report to the police by the THA head, so it's supposed to send a report asking for investigation, so and so happen, and only then it will be investigated. Thank you.
Well, let me remind you of something. David Naked sent 7 reports to the police. 7 reports, and they're not taking it on. Kamla sent a report to the police. The police write back and say, find the witness.
Find the witness.
Right? And let me tell you something. The police, They just have to hear something, smell something UNC, and just run it on and investigate. Even when it is alleged emails, they say, well, they still have to investigate the substance. So you see this thing about sending a report to the police? That Saddam Hussein sent a report to the police about failing to declare nothing. This is PNM country.
We have a report. We have a report inside with the $143,800 Camille Robinson wages. How long? We have a report inside with Faris Tampine with witness. How long? We have report inside.
But the greatest one is the Senator Naked 7 times, you know. Me talking about once, twice, 7 times the man sent our official letter.
Archie, let me tell you something. You see this country? You see this Trinidad and Tobago? Let me tell you something. I am asking the major projects that the PNM government is conducting in Trinidad and Tobago without the procurement legislation, without any oversight, without any individual independent institution to go through the regulator in the procurement legislation, who was removed by this government while they give the minister authority and power to shop and to buy, where Keith Rowley and Stuart Young could jump on a plane and go Australia and buy boat and come back and say boat costs X amount, no checks, no balance, nobody to question. We have Convent Girl saying he order vaccine. How much vaccine from here, there, and everywhere? How much are millions of dollars? No accountability. Whatever they say is that. We have Stuart Young and we are the whole team using taxpayers' money without any accountability. And people telling me today about report to who?
Imagine special branch.
When you have a commissioner of police who taking instruction from the PNM, who we reporting to? Let's tell me.
Special branch do a complete surveillance on Cummins, submitted the report to the police.
They put it away. They shelf it.
And they say the special branch report ain't worth the paper. So imagine police, the special branch, whose job is to monitor people's activities, wrote a report on suspicious activities of Cummins, and they throw it at.
Not only that, actually,
not even an investigation.
Did nothing about it.
No,
Prime Minister did nothing.
Yes, he did something. He promoted the man.
Well, right,
he make the man a minister.
You understand what's going on in this country?
So what I am saying is, imagine you run down a $500. I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue bill, and you had the whole police service running down on the media front page. UNC corrupt.
Actually, because we live in a lawless society. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, Mr. Robert.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, boy, Archie.
Yes, good night.
Yeah, good night. PNM machine, boy. Big truck this evening in Sandy Granby, right? Heavy music. You know what they're passing through Sandy Granby with big truck and all kind of thing. And you see them.
You making
PNM machine. And people they stand up and watching. And I tell all them PNM, my partners and them, waste of time. And all of them say, yes, waste of time. They're running with me. They said they're running with me this time with UNC. And then they fear them because they're walking taxi. They're fed up. They're fed up now. They give up. They're not doing nothing. There's waste of time. And all of them put up their hands. And everybody police. They shut all of them to me. So waste of time. Waste of time. And then they fear them. And they turn back because PNM pressure the nation. They no good. They waste of time. If you plant cucumber, where you get? Cucumber. If you plant barley, where you get? If you plant corrupted seed, where you get?
If you plant Balize again, Trinidadians.
They're planting corrupted seed. And this is what's going on with me. This is what we argue with and we like it. Right? So all of them, they now open their eyes like Tobago. So let me see me to put them out now. Yeah? And to get rid of them. They're not doing nothing. Gas gone up. What are you going to do? They like it, so everything going to go. Everything going to go. Yeah. Good night, Mr. Robert, and thank all your boy. Archie boy.
Thank you, caller. Archie, let me tell you something. We, Kamla Prasad Bisesa, as the rightly said, wrote to the Commissioner of Police in relation to Faris Alwari and Kewal Singh with the car. The commissioner wrote back to Kamla and tell she to find the witness.
Imagine police work, you writing back the woman to tell she go and look for the witness.
We have a whole police service commission.
Case dismiss.
A whole police service commission mash up with the interference of Rowley and the president. You understand? No investigation. Blitzy Passad. All of them. No base behavior in public office. But they running down David Lee with some car, with some allegation. And that is how the country go. It's one law for the UNC and another law for the PNM.
A man squeal on who gun it is. Right? And in order for the real truth, because you know the truth, lower down the road came out when they lock up a man with a set of gun resembling a gun that resemble somebody children who was holding the guns. You went and kill a man, right? This is according to the forensic report. The man was murdered. Case done there. Dead man tell no tales. When people going to realize what it is going on with this Cosa Nostra, boy?
Exactly.
Cosa Nostra, the president involved, the chief justice, the commissioner of police, the DPP. You tell me, boy.
What you think all these state boards is appointed with these individuals? It's to keep the secret. We had Gary Griffith telling us that the A&V drilling investigation, all they want now is this foreigner to come in to do the forensic examine with the US war in Catskill. And to the end of the day, what you hearing with Jacob? You hearing anything about these investigations?
Go ahead, caller.
Welcome, caller.
Yes, Silver Fox here.
Silver Fox right now are vexed, boy. Are vexed.
Yeah.
Boy, Fox, all your real thief money in Tobago, boy. The real thief money in Tobago.
Yeah. It's alleged Tracy and them they do wonders. They do wonders. And Dennis alleged all of them do wonders in Tobago. But with the food card where you're talking about, it is truth.
Yeah.
Right? Food card come home here and all. Right? It come home here. And I got say something that we're missing the point. Poor people, we poor people, is who has put our government in power. And catch we aunt, uncle, and then when we put them in power. We have to understand, you just don't take up people just so and give them power. You had a good government before Rowley come in. And everybody was eating ham, lamb, and jam. And I don't know if in this country, when people are happy, they just vote out the person who good to them. And now you're crying now for the same person to come back now to help you. After you take your finger and put it for the black man called Rowley. It's only now the people start opening their eyes of what's going on. Only now they're starting to see the pressure. They're starting to feel it by the pump. This short man in both come here from Antigua to kill we. In both they're from here. In both making all the laws in the country. I don't know why you go back home. He's not welcome in this country. In both is too ugly to be a finance minister. In both go back home. Rowley, give up power. I blame in Kojo and Webster Roy because they can change the whole dynamic. They can resign and let the people get back and catch themselves. We have to move these people somehow, and it looks like Trinidad now like they're ready because this morning I listened to the ground report and it sounds like people, everybody ready. I was amazed, Victor, what you did on the parliament yesterday. It was great. Victor, you have the weight, you have the power, you have the weight. And Victor, let me say something to you too. Tobago needs another party. Tobago needs another party. Tobago needs help. Camilla has to set up 2 seats over here. She has to do it. We want choices. We just don't want that choice. We want choices. Victor, let us send you up here. Let Camilla send you to Tobago. You see the people in Labrador, Victor?
Fox, if she send me a comment, you know I ain't afraid that, you know. You know I ain't afraid that.
You have a home here.
When my leader send me, I go in.
You have a home here. And my mother passed away, and she got so glad to see you here. Because before 7 o'clock, she sit down on that seat waiting for you to come on.
Yeah.
You have an hour to go, and she still sit down there.
Yeah.
We start to ask you what going on. She want to see she family. Right? Victor, let Kabila send you to Tobago to fight the 2 seats. Let she send you here to Tobago. You can go there and beat all of them. Right? You can beat them, Victor. They don't have the power to when I hear them campaigning, just be weak. You and your people have strength in campaigning.
Yeah.
That is a whole minus, that's a plus. Victor, come to Tobago and fight the 2 seats. Fight one, the seat down here, the west. Right? Somebody else go fight. Let this fella Obika get up from the bottom and start to work. Thank you.
Fox, thank you. I'm actually cut him there. And Fox, listen to me, brother. Anyway my leader send me, I go in. If my leader said to Bago, I come in, I pack in my Georgie Bonda and I come in and I'm fighting manos because I ain't afraid fight. Since I was a boy growing up, I never afraid fight. And I'm standing up and I'm fighting. And Obika, I hope you hear what Fox say at the same time. Fox say you are in Tobago. Get up off your bottom and come to Tobago. So Fox, once the leader send me, he coming. Don't worry, he coming. And I know Obika ain't afraid to fight. He ain't afraid to fight. And if we land in Tobago, I tell you, we coming from on the boat, we coming with the gloves on, we come into battle. So we will see how that pan out. But I'm coming back to the people of this country, boy. We have so much report inside. You see, last week actually, I tell them something, you know. The story were before that the UNC and them contractor corrupted. That was the story the media sing. The media sing like a bird. They sang like a bird that eat bird pepper in the mouth and sour in the bam bam. And when the media sang that song, that the UNC and these contractors corrupted, everybody ball away. No, the UNC not there, but the same contractors, the PNM hand-picking contractors now, and sending them in Tobago to get money where they even work for. But that is not corruption. The same contractors who are working in Trinidad under the UNC is the same contractors that the PNM giving all the contract. But you can't hear the media. These contractors ain't corrupt no more because they're working for the PNM. So they ain't corrupt no more. And that is the wicked, evil, diabolical media practitioners that we have in this country. A bunch of hooligans who dress up with shirt and tie, with a camera, and in some case a camcorder, and they're making you believe that what they are telling you is gospel, while the truth and in fact, the media houses in this country is just another political tool for the PNM. The media fight the UNC. The media print stories on front page against everybody in the UNC. Weeks upon weeks, months upon months. Everybody, the UNC corrupted. The UNC corrupted. Now all getting corruption in all your aunt, uncle, and in all your nenen, all you sit down like all you dumb, and all you have to pay the corrupt price because you have a corrupt government who bring in a budget that will milk the tututs that you don't have, will milk every ounce of milk out of your pocket, and then they will send you on the streets as vagrant. The budget, they plan to build a big multi-million facility to put homeless people. You ain't know that for Somalia too. You ain't know that for Somalia. Property tax come in. Or they will end up homeless. Go ahead, caller. Welcome. All you will end up homeless.
Call a drop off.
That is what they're doing to all you. And all you so illiterate and operates like imbeciles that all you don't even know all your hand from all your elbow. Some of you will have to eat all your elbow ball to survive in this country because you feel imbot and them care about all you. I don't know how to say it again for you to understand, but
Victor,
I really don't know how to say it again.
In this show, you always used to talk about this special brand, boy. Imagine you have evidence that these people thieving billions of dollars, right? But you hear they lock up a man for $500 in the UNC, right? And you want to tell me you will still go? You so love this Balize. You so hate a UNC that you could watch naked corruption, disgusting corruption. You could eat tutu as you just say, but oh gosh, me Balize, me PNM, me right foot. Something wrong. This is a special brand.
Actually, them people in hate UNC, you know. Them people in hate UNC, I want to correct you there. Them people hate the self. They hate their own children. They ain't hate UNC. They hate the self. Welcome, caller.
Yes, good night.
Good night, sir.
Mr. Roberts. I thought after that gas hike again, we would have seen a different blend of behavior from the public. Apparently, the PNM voter wants to eat grass. He wants to eat stone. He wants to eat gravel, but they have news. The rest of the country don't want to eat that.
Correct.
Something has to be done about them. And they have shown their hand. They want to harass people, harass Lee, harass this one, harass. When somebody doesn't show you their hand, that is it. It's not to talk again. They are intent on breaking all laws. They are intent on being corrupt. And they have a base that supports them. That is one of the comforts that they have. Because they want to eat grass and gravel and stone. So, blessings again, and we have to choose another path.
Welcome, caller.
A very good evening to you, Mr. Roberts.
Good day, sir.
It is alleged that Balize House, the new building, when it is completed, is going to cost about $80 million. And to outfit it and have everything running, maybe throwing a little 10, 20 million again. Why didn't just save all that money and go and open that headquarters in the Racket Center in Chin City, all the best?
No, Victor, I mean, I involved in the United National Congress at a very high level. And this $80 million, this caller just alleged that their headquarters is costing. You see, a political party is not a business. It don't have a source of funds. It don't have income. Of course, the MPs, like in the UNC, the MPs contribute 10% of their salary towards the UNC to defray expenses. But a political party doesn't have millions of dollars to build a headquarters.
I know one who have.
Surely, if it is alleged, because I'm seeing pictures, I've seen analysts be talking about it plenty, this big multi-million dollar headquarters, and you can't tell me this choppiness about selling raffle, right?
And cake
As
sale.
treasurer of the party, we had a raffle, and we sell plenty. That raffle had generated about, I think it was $200,000, and that was selling plenty raffle tickets. But nothing near even $500,000. So don't come and fool me up and fool up people and say you sell raffle. A raffle can't raise that kind of money. And this stupidness about you having cake sale and thing, you know, that's nonsense. But clearly, somebody had to investigate where a political party earning $80 million.
Right in Tobago, we just see $94 million can be accounted for. 94 contractor get paid for what can do. So you feel money ain't going back into the Balize house. So
and all you're running down big corruption thing, you lock up and big police running in with gun and searching man $500 by 1, 2, 3, 4.
Actually, when last you hear about Mark Bassant, this big investigative journalist Mark Bassant, who was to run when allegation who want to kill it. What about Mark Bassant and them?
Well, Mark Bassant basically bust the mark himself, where he say man approach him with to pay him off and thing. He must take the thing. He must eventually take it.
Well, better I take my thing when they offer me my money too. I wouldn't be here. Because one of my partners was telling me, boy, Victor take the money, so better I take money too. I wouldn't be here getting abused if I take money too. You see, let me tell you something, Archie. Money, the love of money is the root of evil. If a man could sell the future of this country, then he is more wicked than the PNM. And if Mark Bassant and them, who was big investigative journalists under the UNC, and they gone underground under the PNM, then I waiting to get some batchak poison for when they decide to come out the hole, to put it right by the hole, for them to take that bait and go back inside, because people can be wicked. This media is the biggest evil this country could face.
But them is part of the Cosa Nostra.
Well, that is the point.
Them is
that
part
is the
of
point.
The Cosa Nostra.
Actually, this media, the house that we have here, I don't know why UNC people still buying papers. Let me deal with UNC people now. Why UNC people still buying papers and supporting these media houses when they know for the truth and in fact that these media houses is the enemy of the UNC? Why we putting money in the enemy pocket? We have to start to build our programs. We have to let our social media programs where people would get the facts and get the truth. That is what we have to develop. Not these so-called media houses who use the UNC, and when the PNM in power, they still kill the same UNC that they go use during that period. We had to get serious. Just like some UNC supporters, you know. I didn't want to go there tonight, but I'm going to deal with them too. A man called me the other day, and here he telling me, Mr. Roberts, I was at UNC since Pandey time. I support the UNC still Pandey time. But Kamala removed some MPs who she had no right to remove, and remove some candidate. And since that, I done with that until Kamala go. Well, boy, brother, let me tell you something. I'm glad I remember that. I'm glad I remember that tonight. Let me tell you something. You could still sit down right where you is and support the PNM. Because it's people like you who will cause the UNC to get a bad name. Because once all you don't have all your way in the UNC, all you have a problem. The UNC is bigger than all you. The UNC is bigger than me. The UNC is a political party. The UNC have a constitution. And that constitution is what the executive would adhere to at all times. The UNC have a leader. And the leader of the UNC at this point in time is Kamla Prasad Bisesa. And if you believe that saying down on the fence and saying down there and posting all kind of idiotic, dotish kind of comments on social media, you believe that will help the UNC or who you want to be the leader of the UNC, but as far as I'm concerned, you could go to sleep. Welcome, caller.
Hello?
Yes, caller, go ahead.
Good night.
Welcome, good night.
No, I only have a problem, you know. Only have a real problem, Mr. Roberts. A man invited to go to Tobago. It's going to pick it up Fally because all they can help nobody here, you know. All that talk, all they're talking. The reason why the UNC is out is because of corruption. The UNC has a former Attorney General is before the court on allegations of corruption.
Kola.
The UNC has a man left with $400 million for water treatment plant. He go into a country has no extradition treaty.
For that caller now, me a time with dotishness, so you see that caller?
That is the reason why the UNC has been voted out, sir.
Let me deal with you now. Let me deal with you. Caller, you is just a next big idiot. Let me tell you why.
You have a new caller.
Just now. I want to deal with you. Welcome, caller.
Hello?
Yes, caller. Go ahead.
Yeah. You know, you talk about the media and the media sometimes black out opposition. You see the trade unions, they black them out. You see the same kind of thing happening in Venezuela as you see happening in Iran. You see it in Moscow. You see it in Cuba. That's how they operate. But one must understand that those people who are presenters in the media houses and whatnot, who run talk show and all that, they are employed by the conglomerate. The conglomerate, again, is a partnership that is running here. it is the PNM and the conglomerates. You have two major conglomerates here who run media houses, and they employ those people who work within the media houses. They are doing the bidding of the masters. And I am saying, Trinidad, I become so frustrated, so disenchanted. I believe, hello?
Yeah, caller, you go ahead.
Yeah, I believe that I turn my focus, and all I can do is probably advise people like Guyana, in Guyana now. They must be careful as to who they allow to come in the country to invest in the media. Because very soon, this very said, and this fellow who Urban or whatever, he seemed very naive. And I am saying that by the time the next election come around, they may in fact be able to put a government, in fact the opposition now, into power. That is, they use the media, they use the print and electronic media in order to win power.
Yeah.
That is how they do it. And they have done it in Trinidad, and they have done it successfully. They have all the minions in the radio station and in the print media, and they're doing their work for them. That is what it's all about. And people must face reality. That is what happens here. If you listen on some of these conglomerate radios from 6 in the morning to night time, it's just propaganda.
Correct.
One of them telling some people, you see, they're telling you who you go put. They come back with this 1986, let's say from 1962 to 1986, who you go put on your government that remain in power for how many years? The propaganda is, the narrative is who you go put and who you go put. This is what the fact remains is that you have had government changing over the years, and the people would decide. But the thing about it is that what they're telling you is that there's only one party could run this country, that is the PNM. That is what they're trying to instill in the minds of the people. And you listen to it, listen to them carefully. Yeah. And I'm saying again, finally, that the conglomerates, the two major conglomerates, they are the ones who, in concert, they work with the PNM. They are in charge. They are the government. And they are the ones who run things. They use the media in order to influence what takes place in the politics in this country. That's how it is. And we mustn't run from it. And I'm saying again, finally, that Urban and this guy in Guyana has to be careful with this, because very soon what they do, they put their people in the radio, put their people in the press. Mm-hmm. And what would happen here is this: the next election, he ain't sure to win at all. That is how it is. That's how they operate. They take over the damn country in Guyana. They did it here. They control here, and they're being controlled in Guyana also. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Actually, hold on with them, caller. I'm deal with that daughter Shidia to call this now. That is an idiot, and you have no shame. That is the same man who banned on the radio station, because he feel the program is his own. Caller, let me tell you something. Balize juice so much in your vein that you can't even see what is right from what is wrong. I now explain to you what is happening in Tobago with over 94 million. I explaining to you the amount of $1,000,000 cannot be accounted for. Billions of dollars from the Heritage and Stabilization Fund, no accountability. Hundreds of millions of dollars that the PNM government received for COVID-19, no accountability. All Rowley say we spent 200 billion on COVID, and you so dotish with all the facts and evidence that came out from different reports in relation to the UNC, even when they tried to tie up Anil Roberts, all the information that came out from the court with the audit and so on, you still dotish and swimming in a PNM juice, that you still calling me today after I ban you from the radio station to tell me the UNC out of power because of corruption. Boy, you more dotish until I thought. It seems as though you really are no shame. So, and I don't have time to waste with all of this evening when I dealing with serious information. All right? So let me go again.
He talking about corruption, and he talking about how the Attorney General of the UNC was locked up because of corruption, right? The Attorney General from the UNC, it is alleged, was set up. Man get $10 million to lie and make up story on them people, right? And the Attorney General of the PNM, the amount of allegations, gun and car and tax evasion and all kind of thing. But the police won't investigate that. They kill witness, right?
Actually, me even
and this man wants to
idiot.
conclude that the UNC is not in power because of corruption.
Well, the PNM in power because of corruption. Because they're more corrupt than anything else. So actually don't waste time with Tina. Let me don't interrupt the program with that clown now, man. Let me move on. We had time with he called the radio station today and he telling me about what nigga is and what this and what that. And I doesn't have time with them idiots and them. Them is staunch Balize Tutu.
That's a special brand, boy. That's a special brand.
Balize Tutu. Rowley could want to defecate and put it in a plate and he eating that. He eating it actually. And not only plenty go eat it too. I see a man pop on social media, I rather eat Rowley Tutu than eat a doubles. I sorry Rowley didn't have a diarrhea and call him. Yeah, somebody telling you, that is how illiterate and dotish people is in this country. You have a budget that come before you, where he self had to beg for hamper. That same one we call. He self had to beg. Become a partner in tongue know him in Arangwes. He had not in Sawa. He had to beg. But he talking about Rowley. Boy, don't waste time with them.
That is the special brand I telling you about, Victor. Imagine I going to cover a protest. Men protesting because of the price of gas. You know, motorists passing and cussing and saying, boy, get all this one so out of the road and thing.
Yeah. That's how notice is in this country. Welcome, caller. Welcome, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, we hearing you.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes. Yeah, you know, for the past 6 years budget, you know, Colin Member never say how much the Prime Minister office gets in that office. He never mentioned the figures.
Mm-hmm. But them don't get no information. No information
Hello?
you could get.
Huh?
You can get no information from this government.
Oh, whereabouts know that from a piece now?
Yeah, you're talking to
All right,
robots.
Yeah, go ahead, I hear you. All right. Actually, what's the kind of corruption in this little Tobago? And this have nothing, this is only 1 out of the 5 audits, you know. This is only 1 out of the 5 audits. So if we had that level of corruption in Tobago.
But that audit is only for a small period of time. Them running there about 17 or 20 something years. So if you audit for all that, and you know, they never file any audit, you know. The THA, since the PNM take over, they never account for that money, all that $4 billion. And you know, this is what I can't understand. The THA is like a corporation in Trinidad, right? A corporation has got about 100 million and then 4 billion.
Yeah. Welcome, caller. Welcome, caller.
You're talking to your phone.
Welcome, caller.
On.
Hello?
Yeah, caller, go ahead.
But I called just now there, but I haven't heard my contribution.
Because you're listening on the radio, you have to, you have to listen on your phone.
All right, thank you.
All right. This is only one little period of time, and the amount of corruption that we are already seeing, much less what will happen there in the very near future. And this is what people have to wake up to. And the key to it is, while that is happening, you, the taxpayers, have to pay the bill. Every time the government thief, and every time the government wrongfully lock up somebody, you, the taxpayer, had to fit that bill. That bill is on your shoulder. There is nothing you could do to escape that bill. And this is what you are accepting in this country. Welcome, caller.
Hello, good night.
Yes, good night, sir.
Yeah, I just called to say great is the PNM boy. And I want to heal out my PNM brother, Dave Jack.
Heal him out, man. Don't afraid.
Huh?
Hail him out, hail him out.
Dave Jack, boy, great is the PNM Dave Jack. I'm looking forward to see how you're buying your stuff now, boy. They raise gas, boy. I hope you stop putting that $20 gas in your car. That's all I have to say.
Alright, that you got them there. This gonna make me laugh, boy. Dave Jack, the man big you up, Dave Jack, boy. Whoever you are, the man big you up, boy. He said, well, that $20 you just put in a tank there, it didn't go walk no more, you know. You might have to push your car. So you had to go up on a hill and take a kick off and switch off and see how far you go reach, yes, because that $20 right now, boy, I sorry for in this country. I see plenty men down by me right now. You know what they're doing? They're begging to full a little gas in a gelita bottle because they can't buy a gas pan. You know, a gas pan is 100 plus. So they can't buy a gas pan. They had to beg to see if they could full gelita bottle. And that's something to deal with Friday. I have to deal with something Friday. Friday, please God, I'm going to deal with that. I put it off because I wanted to get some more facts and I will deal with it on Friday. And that is a situation with a gas station in Santa Fra and some PNM stooge in Palo Seco. I'm going to deal with that issue on Friday, please God. All right? Friday, I'm going to deal with that. That is with the gas station in Santa Fra. And some people who gone, I ain't want to go into it yet. But I'm going to deal with that Friday coming, please God. I'll go deal with that. I'll go show you how bold-faced them PNM is. And I'm Minister involved too, you know. I'm Minister involved too. You understand? I'm Minister involved too. You see, they feel they could tax who they want to tax and they could flex the PNM muscle, but you can't tax who you want to tax and flex your PNM muscle by people who I just talk with. Go somewhere else by that. Go somewhere else with that. It have a next gas station. Let me go there yet. So, boy, I am telling you people in Trinidad and Tobago, that if you continue to take what they're doing to you, I am telling you, boy, I don't know. I really don't know. I have never seen people in my whole entire life comfortable with nothing. I have never seen people who have voted for years upon years and have nothing. I could never understand the brand of people who will canvass and campaign and walk up and walk down and beg people to vote. And let me tell you something, if the wolf only huff and puff, boy, it blow down the few pieces of wood and a sheet of galvanized. I can understand that. I could never understand that in the history of my life. I could never understand how people could vote for nothing in a country. How people could support nothing because they are nothing. I say it over and over again. The 47 years all the support PNM. Where all your grocery? Where all your pharmacy? Where all your contract? Well, I ain't talking about them with the hand pick and send to Tobago, eh? I ain't talking about them who they hand pick and send in Tobago. I'm talking about the PNM stalwart dogs. Those who back on the street, rough, PNM forever. I don't care, PNM, I's a PNM all year. And I can't wait to see UNC pass with a hamper. I's a PNM, but I can't wait to see the hamper. And I'm fighting for it more than UNC people. Welcome, caller.
Yes, the Silver Fox back inside.
Yeah, Fox.
Robbie, I never see this in my life. The most stupidest set of people in this world is Trinidadians and Tobagonians. No part in the world, anybody taking what we take in. We know what to do is to bad talk people, kill people, go on Facebook and say all kind of nastiness about people, and we are not seeing about ourselves. We are not standing up for nothing. I always used to say Trinidad when I was smaller. I used to always say Trinidadians and Tobagonians are fighters for what they want, and it's not true. They just now all our property going to them Venezuelans, you know. Just now, them taking over all, we got be out the road, eating from dustbin, and watching these Venezuelans in we own property that in both put we out from, you know. We have to get rid of these people. This is why they bring the Venezuelans here, is to give them a property so it won't be Trinidad and Tobago again. You got here got turn Venezuela and Caracas. This is what we are heading to. Unless we stand up, Trinidad and Tobagonians, we come into the end of the rainbow, and to the end of the rainbow, you would not find a pot of gold. You could be finding plenty holes that they could be throwing you down inside.
Fox.
Trinidad and Tobagonians, I'm begging you all, stand up and fight.
Fox.
Stand up and fight.
Fox.
We have nothing now to lose.
Fox.
They're only raising gas and we're paying the price. All they have to do is to switch off all of the cars all over the highway. We have no gas in it, so they have to carry all the car home for all you.
Silver Fox.
Or just stand up. Oh God, stand up.
Silver Fox.
Stand up.
Silver Fox.
Stand up. Don't go home. Let Rowley have to resign. Rowley is a man, just like me and you. Why are you afraid of him?
Fox, you hearing me? You hearing me?
Yeah.
What you want them to stand up on, Fox boy? Them fellas and them have no foot. You see they stand up on the head all the time, like what they're doing?
But I don't know what's wrong with Trinidadians. They're going to tell you that this, that. Oh God, stop. Let me stand up for something. Forget running life. Forget having 6 and 7 women. Let me stand up and fight back and bring back the country. Then you can have 1,000 women if they want. Let us take them out from here. Oh God, all you stand up now, man. All you listening to the station. All you listening. And all you just put all your tail between all your legs. All you can stand up against me in Tobago here. All you can stand up and say, Fox shouldn't say that. Fox shouldn't say this. But I have to say it. We are stupid people. We're stupid. We don't want nothing good. We put them there. We should move them. We are the government. Move them.
Thank you,
oh God, Trinidad and Tobagonians. What's wrong with us? What we sense is? Which part we put we sense?
Thank you, my brother.
Senses and we are using none. None.
Thank you, Fox. Thank you.
All you come against the messenger. All this and that and the other. No, you don't have one damn sense for your own self. Oh God, Trinidad, all you damn stupid man. Thank you.
They get Fox hot. 3735488. I feel I'm going to take some calls.
Yeah.
3735488 is the number to call.
Plenty calls is coming in, Victor. So people need to keep it a little shorter.
Yeah, we will cut it short.
You can get more participation.
All right, so we will do that. So I call us, the lines open. We will take some calls and we will hear what you have to say today in relation as to what is happening in this country, because I don't know how much longer or they would be able to sustain on themselves. Because let me tell you something. While they might tell you food prices might just go up about 3% and so on, all that is only talk. One man tell me the other day, I talking about high food price, and here this man tell me now, Archie. The man tell me he go support, he go blame the government when he see the quota arms on a go street. Welcome, caller.
Hi, good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
I would like to ask us one question. How much votes did the UNC gain in the general election?
300 plus thousand.
300,000?
309,000, somewhere around there.
Okay. I don't know if I might be sounding too crazy, but I do think that if the UNC leader, the political leader, get all MPs and stuff like that, and mobilize all their people in their different constituencies, and get them all out on the streets, and yet still all the other people who is undecided and who is being affected, especially with the gas rise and stuff like that, hit the streets. The police can't lock up everybody.
Yeah, I think
You know?
caller, I think you're making sense there.
Yeah,
You're
brilliant
making
contribution.
sense there, reaching that stage. That is how they do it in Sri Lanka and these other countries. Down to Russia, boy. I see down to the
All other
Russians.
countries surviving in the world with Russia and everything. It's only Trinidad, everything going up, man.
Kola, I think you have a very valid
That's
point
a
there,
very
and
good
it's something.
point.
It's something that we will definitely
Okay,
take
man.
into consideration.
Have a good night, sir.
Thank you very
Good
much,
program.
sir. I think that is a very brilliant point, and it's something
Yes,
that
we reaching that stage, right?
yeah, we will
We
have to
reaching,
take into
but you know
consideration.
something, Victor? What I just can't understand, despite all of this, I see people still be putting out their money and going and partying and willy-willying and going down low. The only thing that they're looking scrunting is scrunting for money to buy clothes because they're going naked in them fit. But man, people, I can't understand how people could be happy singing, dancing, going in boat cruise and going TKR and winding down the place with all of this pressure, boy. All of this crime and people breaking in your house and taking your money and suppressing you and the government oppressing you and people still singing and dancing. I think that caller was right there just now. It's time that, you mobilize the people and shut down the place and do something because I don't know, but the thing is people still willy-willying and dancing and going. Man, if it have a fete in Brian Lara there, it full up with people, boy. You can't get place. Man still lining up in KFC and things. So maybe you're really right how you start this show, Imboot had to drop it more.
Yeah, more pressure in both. Welcome, caller.
Go ahead, caller.
Caller, you're breaking up. Caller, you're breaking up. You're breaking up, caller.
Another caller.
Welcome, caller.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good day.
Yeah. But I tell you something, I don't really support the PNA, but one thing, boy, the UNC was red corrupt in the time, boy, and I didn't support them, and I expect more from Kamala. And boy,
Partner,
Kamala
the
really
UNC is a party of
You understand?
law and order.
And
If
boy, when I
the
look
police,
at
if the
$1.3
police,
billion,
them
boy,
fellas
them
just calling to interview
$1.3
program. Just
billion
cut them
me
off
as an
now.
engineer.
Just cut them off. now.
another
Them just-
caller. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller. You get through again.
We missed that.
You missed that call again.
Them actually, these idiots just calling to interrupt the program when they talk about UNC. Yeah, I don't really support the PNM, but the UNC.
But the UNC was corrupt. I am saying the UNC is a party of law and order. If the police have evidence to lock up people, lock them up and give them due process. But you know something? Police is just lock up UNC to say they corrupt, Imagine it have men in court 20 years now.
Welcome, caller.
Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night.
The finance indicated that it's few people working with it.
This man. I ain't hearing what the caller saying, but. Caller, you have to move your location. You're real breaking up. Let's try a different location and see if we able to hear you. Welcome, caller. Welcome, caller. Welcome, caller.
We lose that call.
Lose it? Welcome, caller.
Hello, yes, good afternoon, Victor Roberts. Nice program. Anyhow, caller from Lavery. I just have one question for the PNM government. Right? You raise gas, you raise everything, and everything else going up except minimum wage. Some people are working 26 hours, 27 hours, not even a full 40 hours. And Lavery to point transportation will be going up again.
Of course. You are correct.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello. Good night again, Mr. Robertson, Archie, and to everybody.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
want to
Miss
tell
Santa
that
Cruz.
caller, and the one from Barataria. You understand? The one who you banned from your program.
Yeah.
If all you have evidence of UNC corruption, not rowdy propaganda online, okay? Take it to the DPP, take it to Jacob, because we know how Jacob loves to investigate the UNC. They fail to realize it's not corruption got the UNC out of office. It's UNC complacency. That same crap that this one come here with, right? All you couldn't go out and vote because voting have consequences, and we've seen the consequences now. All you was so afraid of COVID, but all you was afraid of Rowley. Look what Rowley doing all you now. They're worse than COVID. If it is at all you have, and then we seen with the help of the EBC, why it is that they got here? It is because Rowley was good. He pretended to be this corruption buster. Where the corruption now? According to you, Mr. Roberts, where Mark Bassan? Where everybody? If it is at all, you have so much of proof of it, take it to the police. And if all you had come out and vote, instead of sitting down home and minding people's business, we would have been in a much better place today than what we are facing now under Rowley. And it's not because they have good government. No, that's far from it. Their policies are based on lies, half-truth, and innuendos. They are dishonest. And they come in here to talk about UNC corruption. Their deputy political leader is before the court for corruption. Not make-believe corruption like what Paris is doing. Pay $10 million to get somebody to testify against Anna Ramlogan. And up to now, look at how many times, as you all rightly say, they have been knocking road the DPP concerning INS case. The DPP even admitted he knew nothing about the witness protection. And yet still nothing is being done. So don't come here and talk about UNC corruption. If all you have proof, take it to Jacob. Thanks a lot and have a good night.
Well, Miss Santa Cruz, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Scott. You see, Ms. Sarakus, what they fail to realize is what have the UNC out of office right now is the extension that the EBC granted in favor of the PNM. But you see, I do have to remind them that let them call and just talk a bucket of hogwash now. I accustomed with them two callers, they just calling and talking rubbish all the time. So I have time with them. But ladies and gentlemen, take it out. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, but I get caught there just now there. What I now, right? Now, the UNC is the best option. I not say no. But we had to look inwardly now, but you understand what I'm saying? Now, it has corruption. And why look, when I go down in penal and thing, I look at the place, they're supposed to really improve down there. They never himself do it, boy. And they continue thieving money. Look how the leader fixed
it look like right? Kola, you live in penal, but it look like you live in somewhere in some rubbish heap with that kind of rubbish you talking, yes? Once you could talk about penal and thing and develop and all them areas down there, you live in penal, sir. You have to be living in some rubbish heap with that rubbish you talking there. So here what to do? Go ahead and support the PNM. Forget about the UNC. Support the PNM, right? And make life easy for yourself. I doesn't know what is really wrong with these people. He live in penal and they develop here. Boy, go and sleep.
This is the brand I talking about, Victor. You see, people is believe it's race. It's not race, it's a brand, boy.
Yeah.
It's a brand.
Welcome, caller.
The Minister indicated
what are you saying?
This call well breaking up. Right? This caller trying very hard.
Caller, you have to move your location because you're breaking up here. We're not hearing what you're saying. I want to give you the opportunity to say what you want to say, but at the same time you're real breaking up. Welcome, caller. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, good night.
Go ahead.
Good night. Yeah, caller concern on this thing what's going on here.
Go ahead, caller. We hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah. they think about how the NM corrupted and the UNC corrupted, but let's remember from 1956 to 81, and they hand over to George Chambers. It was PNM again, and George Chambers said they had no money to do any cop. When N.R. Robinson come into government in 86, same thing, say they don't have no money. So who's going with the money at those days? Yeah, who going with the money those days?
Well, it had to be Williams, O'Halloran. It had to be the whole team.
Next caller, go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, actually. Hello.
Kola, you well breaking up, boy. Something wrong with your phone. Something wrong with your phone, boy. I know you want to get through, but something wrong with your phone.
Yeah, but so Victor, you know, this amount of people that call in, I know they're trying to disrupt the program, but still are trying to figure out something, right? You're talking about all of them corrupt and this one corrupt and that one corrupt. Under the UNC government, you're seeing road building, highway building, buildings going up, schools opening, everything, right? So you're spending X dollars. The next side spending X dollars, but nothing happening, and you only getting taxed more and more and more and more and more.
That's the brand.
Huh?
That's the brand, actually, the brand. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, get cut off there. Not going on. You know, let's say all over hard. But Venezuela was so hard. They didn't have food to eat, but they get to water and they have small 24/7 was water. All over the same thing, 24/7 water. In Trinidad, we surrounded by bad roads and no water. We're running out thing here, we haven't prayed, we have to buy water and we're still paying water bill. What causing all these kind of things going on? Down in the south down here.
Why, brother? That is what the people support in this country. Welcome, caller. Welcome, caller. Welcome, caller.
Hello, good night.
Yes, go ahead.
The Minister of Finance says that it's subsidizing fuel to the tune of $1 billion. That statement itself means, therefore, they don't have to give account for how much gas, how much diesel, how much kerosene. So the price that we're paying right now of $7 a liter, of $7 a liter, I want to find out if it is, or what price of oil is that pegged to. So that price, well, let me assume is $65 a barrel. If oil price drop below the $65, would it mean, therefore, that we'll be getting a drop in the price of the fuel at the pump?
Not with
the second issue now.
Very good question. Very good question.
The
I
government
agree with
itself
you,
is
caller.
strangling the people with this subsidy of gas and the price of electricity and the price of water. Now, they always compare to America. So, if they compare to America all the time, let me do the comparison and let me decide to pay the prices that America paying. Because in America, food price low, clothes low, alternative transport low, and then also at the same time, the minimum wage is 10 US per hour. So let it pay with that and charge me all the prices of America. And let me change the equation from government control. And let me have that we will be in control now. So we can buy from who we want to buy. And let them privatize all the state enterprises. So we will operate now from a private entity. So we don't have to depend on government for anything. What do you think about that?
Very good suggestion.
Well, man sound like an economist there, man.
Very good suggestion. But not under the Dwen and the Bobby Head. Not on you. Hey, watch now, Father Lord. And actually, and that is something, we watch now. When you look at what we had in Trinidad and Tobago, and we allow our government to get rid of it because of the same big word that everybody talking about the UNC, because of mass corruption in this fake oil scandal, then for us, them just shut down the refinery, break it up, mash it up, destroy it, come back now to import the same thing that we was producing, and telling us now that because of the price outside, we had to pay more. Then we have a tax master who exempted himself from taxes on every level, vehicle, property, everything. He exempted himself, and yet handing down to us the brunt of all the taxes, because they say by January, February, property tax will be in place. So to the end of the day, them on one side exempting themselves. Apart from that, they're burdened with taxpayers' money because that tax-free this, tax-free that, and tax-free the other. Everything is tax-free. The woman and all is tax-free. You understand? And we, the citizens, had to fit the bill for their enjoyment. And yet still, to the end of the day, we now at a point where we cannot provide and sustain our family. And they continue to live high, mighty, and dry. Them, the financiers, the contractors, and everybody just eating up taxpayers' money free for no work. The resources just bathing in the pocket. And yet the citizens of this country would not see it fit to stand together and demand justice. We're not asking for justice against the PNM only. We asking for justice against any government that sits in the chair that rule the country. That is the bottom line. When UNC in power, is the same justice we're looking for, is the same accountability we'll be looking for, and that is what these idiots in this country not understanding. They believe that this fight is a UNC and PNM fight, when the truth and the fact remain, the fight is against the PNM and the people.
Boy, this is a brand, boy, Victor. Imagine, let me just say, UNC was your wife, and you get a horn. You get a new wife, PNM. And you're getting horn from 1 million man.
Yeah.
But you're still talking about you get a horn under the UNC. Eh?
The brand actually, the brand is
so
the problem.
you getting road, electricity, water, less crime, everything. But you not going back to that.
The brand. Take the call.
Go ahead, caller.
Welcome, caller. Yeah, we missed that.
Lost.
That is the brand actually. Under the UNC, there is accountability for money. Up to today, Rowley bring SRP Kate. He may bring she cousin, he may bring she aunt, and he may also bring she nenen. And up to today, we have seen infrastructure, we have seen development, we have seen program, we have seen social assistance from every level in this country under Kamala Prasad Bisesa. We have seen it. We have experienced it, but yet still to the end of the day, this talk of UNC corruption, all this is just a strategy. The PNM have strategized and developed such of narrative in a particular way that they utilize that narrative to control the masses, and that is what they do all the time. And they're doing that by punishing us and still helping us and trying to convince us that all is well. So the people who feeling the brunt of this whole thing, you will see an election call and they will still put on a red jersey and walk out the road and say great is the PNM. They will still put on a red jersey because they will expect to get some little caca there that will last only for an hour or two. And then they go back and spend a whole 4 years and 11 months and 30 days in poverty. That is what the people accept in this country. We are saying that government must be transparent, government must be accountable to the people. That is what good governance is about. So while you eat up yourself and fool yourself and talk all kind of hogwash and dotishness about UNC this and UNC that, there is infrastructural development, every form of development in this country that you could see. You could walk around and measure the money that is spent under the UNC and measure the money that is spent under the PNM. And I am telling you, under the UNC, you will see value for your money. Rowley can't give you a account for a cent. But yet still, also brainwashed and so naive and so stupid that all you doesn't even understand. All you is who paying the price for the Keith Rowley mistake. Every mistake Rowley make from refinery come right back. All you're paying the price. And all you will continue to pay the price. All the children, all the grandchildren will pay that price for 1,000 years. All you go ahead and support PNN. Go ahead. Welcome, caller. Welcome, caller. Caller, I see that TikTok this hour. Let me go again at you. Time almost out. You see that TikTok we playing there on that phone? TikTok. Yeah, we go take that caller next time because we only have a few minutes again. So to the end of the day, people, you have to pay the price for this government mistake. You're paying the price for fuel because of the closure of Petrotrain. You're paying the price for high cost of living because of the closure of Petrotrain. You're paying the price of bad roads because of the closure of Petrotrain. Bitumen is one of the problems. All the hardship that you going to experience is because you have selected and choose a clown and make that clown prime minister. A black clown that you believe is your clown. But to the end of the day, that clown make you a puppet. And being that puppet that you are, you will continue to eat dirt while your clown eat ham, lamb, and jam according to Silver Fox. Actually, we have Douglar Politics tomorrow, please, what?
Douglar Politics would be live at 7:30 tomorrow.
Right, so stay tuned for Douglar Politics tomorrow at 7:30. The original Arnold Roberts will be live. That is one.
On Friday, during the opposition rebut to the budget, we'll be taking that live from Parliament.
Well, let me just hint something. Let me just spell that hint out there. Welcome, caller. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah, good night. Good night, caller. Well, I never see more.
Yeah, they're supposed to talk and listen on their phone. They're listening on the radio, on their device.
Let me give you this little hint. I want Trinidad and Tobago to be prepared for Friday to see how my leader is going to dish up.
Pull the mic closer to you.
I am waiting, and I want the people to tune in on Friday when my leader going to respond. And I assure you that the leader will be dishing up this budget in record time. Dish up. Stay tuned, prepare, have your TV.
I agree with you, Boy Roberts, because I have inside information that they have been preparing very long for this budget response.
Dish up, I'm talking about quick dish up.
The leader is really prepared.
What is the name of that song? Quick. Quick dish up. Friday, quick.
Yes.
In both and them, and let me tell you something. You might very well see. Rowley, I'm going to give you advice. Put all the women on the front bench. You know when you're under pressure, you just bring all your women and them and put them on the front bench to sit down in the parliament. Put all of them in the front bench, and I suggest that you stay somewhere in the back. Stay somewhere in the back and sit down, because watch. Quick click up. And to the idiots who believe that Kamla Prasad Bisesa is weak, let me tell you something. Only go and sleep. Alright? Go and sleep. Any other announcement, Hatch?
That's it.
Friday we will be back here at
Friday
6:30.
Depending on how
the response go, we will be back
wait
here.
and as the response is over, we'll take over.
We'll be here to respond to those idiots whose UNC corrupted. And UNC out that government become corrupted. UNC out that they go on so and relax all yourself. Good night, we out.
The forensic examination included a review of the overall decision-making process regarding DIQE's road restoration and resurfacing program for fiscal year 2020-2021. Remember, there are 4 other programs for which we have not received the reports as yet. So this is for the road restoration and resurfacing program for fiscal year 2020-2021. Madam Presiding Officer, I now turn to the executive summary, the procurement process. The examiner commenced the examination by reviewing the procurement process used by DIQE to get a firm understanding of the process. The examiner found that DIQE did not apply the typical tendering of 3 quotation process to the special bonded rate system. In other words, there exists no explanation of how they arrived at these 3 contractors, and there was no justification for why the usual 3 quotes or 3 company rule wasn't used in this instance. None of the contracts, not one of the contracts, contained a detailed breakdown of costs. To put it in simple words, these findings seem to suggest that no competitive tendering process for 80 road projects valued at $206 million. It also suggests that the contractors were handpicked, and the $206 million in road resurfacing works was shared among them on the approval of the last Executive Council. No technical or other justification was found to support the decision and the method used to share the $206 million in contract among the 3 selected contractors. Whether sole select, selective tendering, open tendering, these are typical elements of contracts, and none of these, Madam Presiding Officer, were contained in the contracts issued. One, specifications or drawings depicting the scope of works, location and or boundaries of the site, nor any setting out of relevant data, tests conducted, and samples of materials used. So no scope of work, no drawing, no specifications, no boundaries identified. So God alone knows how they find them. Then the auditors looked at the actual materials used, the materials written down by the engineer in his estimates.